各位会读牧师、到弟兄姐妹注意平安。
Bishops, all the delegates and pastors and ministers, greetings to you.
我刚刚从飞机场下来，
I just came from my flight.
所以我如果讲飞到哪里去，请原谅。
If I say something about flying over somewhere, just forgive me.
我们一起来祷告。
Let's pray.
感谢天父，让我们一起敬拜你。
Father, when we come together to worship you,
我们来思想你心意中的事情。
we just want to just reflect on the things that is close to your heart.
求你向我们众人说话。
Father, just speak to us all.
我们向你仰望祷告，
We
耶
just-
稣基督名求。
We just pray that we can all just look forward to your word for us. In Jesus' name we pray.
明年的主题是什么？不知道，还不知道。
What is the theme for this year? For next year, I think. Glorifying God in holiness. Edifying. That's right. So that's where the bishop will be the most familiar with.
OK， 其中一部分谈到我们要过得布道的生活。
One of the themes that we're talking about is about witnessing for Christ.
所以我们今天早上就集中讲这个布道。
And today we therefore concentrate on the fact of us being able to share the gospel with others.
回答两个很简单的问题：
Now we will need to ask two questions and we need to answer them.
什么是布道？何谓布道？
What is evangelism? Why do we do that?
为何布道
Why do we go for evangelism?
？What and why？很简单。
It's what and why. It's that simple.
虽然简单，不过好像很多人不能够回答。
It sounds simple, but it's not easy to answer. And a lot of us will not be able to answer it well.
甚至可能会读也不会回答。我不是讲这个会读。
We're talking about bishop. Maybe bishop wouldn't be able to understand to answer the question. So we're not talking about this bishop here.
什么是布道？
What is evangelism?
什么是布道？
What is evangelism?
布道很简单来说是
Simply put,
资讯加
it is information
动
plus
机，
intention.
两个音
It's just with two E's in that.
，two ins，
Two me, two I's,
in I n。
two E's. That's right. I'm not Fu Chao, so I'm not.
I'm not speaking good child。
With the Fu Chao slang though.
今天年轻人就讲说音嘛哈，音
It is something that you talk about when it's in fashion.
information 就是资讯，你的内容。
Information is the things that you have the content of what you're going to talk about.
intention 是你的动机，
Intention is obviously what you do, your motive to do that.
你要达到什么目的？
What is your motive? What is the end of what you're doing?
今天我们有很多种不同的布道，
Now we know that there's a lot of ways of doing evangelism nowadays.
有时候那些布道呢，很好的动机，
There is always good intentions in most of the
但是呢
evangelism methods,
没有什么内容，
but they don't have enough content.
那个不是布道。
That would not be considered
有
evangelism.
的内容很好，
Some of them will have possibly a good
很好的知识，
information, a way that we'll be able to understand,
但是动机没有达到。
but because they don't have the intention, the motives behind it.
刚才我们读的经文，使徒保罗所说的，
Now we have read a passage from 1 Corinthians. That's what Apostle Paul
保罗
was.
在告诉我们他的动机，他的 intention。
Paul just tell us what his intention all that.
他这边重复的讲说，为要多得人。
All he said is just one particular word, is to win as many as possible.
然后他总结的时候，他说在22节，我无论做什么，像什么样的人，我就要做什么样的人。无论如何， 总要救些人。
So at the end of that passage in verse 22, it says, to the weak I'm weak, to win the weak I have become all things to all men, so that by all possible means I can win some.
他的 intention， 他的动机非常的清楚。
His intention, his motive is very, very clear.
就是要得人，
All he wanted to say is to win people,
要救些人，
to be able to save some for Christ.
像卫斯理约翰所说的 ，to convert， 要使人重生。
It's just like what John Wesley has been saying, is to convert so people can be born again.
使徒保罗在他动机非常清晰，在他内容也非常清晰。
Now, Paul is very clear about what he wanted to do. He knew the content of what he wanted to say.
在哥林多前书15章，他就很清楚讲到最重要的内容是什么。
In 1 Corinthians 15, he says, there is one most important thing in the content of what I preach.
他说最重要的是耶稣基督照着圣经所说为我们的罪死了。
He says, I preach Christ and Him crucified.
照着圣经所说，
It is about, according to the Bible.
耶稣基督为我们的罪死了。
It says, according to the scriptures, Jesus died for us.
又照着圣经所说，第三天复活了。
And according to the Bible, according to the scriptures, Jesus rose again from the dead in 3 days.
在同样的一本书，保罗讲到他的资讯，他传福音的资讯。
That is the content when he talked about that in 1 Corinthians, about what he wanted to convey.
他的资讯就是福音的信息。
And he says, that is my information. The information is the content, the message of the gospel.
他的动机就是使人归主。
And his intention is that all may come to be converted people.
我们今天布道的时候抓住这2点。
If we are talking about sharing the gospel, evangelism, these are the 2 points we need to take account of.
我们就能够完成我们布道的。
Then only can we finish and complete the work that we do in sharing the gospel with others.
今天有些人动机非常好，
Now, maybe a lot of people nowadays will have a good intention.
要人来做礼拜，
It's just for people to come over to the church to worship together.
要人信耶稣，
We want people to believe in Jesus,
但是没有内容。
but there is not enough content.
比如说，
For example,
探访的时候，
when we go for a visitation,
我们在12月很多从12月来的是我们有署长，
now if you go for in Sarawak, for example, then we have leaders that will bring us over,
Zone leader.
Zone leaders for this sort of work.
他们几十年下来，他们的动机非常好，
For the many years, they have good intention.
要人信耶稣，
It's for people to be able to believe in Jesus.
但是他们的内容是什么呢？
But what is the content of the things they share?
走来外哦，做礼拜哟。
You need to translate that into English.
他们 worship. I already translated into Mandarin. His mind is still in Fuchao. Come to church.
Come to church. Yes.
做礼拜是他的资讯。
That is the information we're talking about to people.
当然，能够叫人来做礼拜，已经是成功的一半。阿门。
Now, if you can get people to come to church, and that's success in half already.
但是问题说，做礼拜做了几十年，不知道信什么。
But a lot of people just came to church to say they worship, but they don't know what they're believing in.
所以只是布道成功的一半而已。
That is just half the job that we're doing.
单单有动机还不够。
Now we know that if you have intention, it is not enough.
当然，叫人做礼拜很重要啊。
But to
我不
ask
是说
people
不
to
重要
come， to church is important. It's not.
因为来到教会呢很不一样。
To people, for people to come over to church, and that's not simple.
三福成功的地方是在于，像已经去礼拜堂做礼拜人传福音呢，信主人发现率很高。
Now we know that for evangelism explosion, when you use the method, that we see people believing in Jesus. There are a lot of people who do that.
我不知道我到几点，这样讲太长去了。看看几点开始。
We're talking about half an hour, I think. Is that half
Already?
No, we're going to have only half an hour. We have already used 10 minutes. So
Okay, 10 minutes only. Yeah, that's good. Okay. 讲到哪里去？
Where are we? I think we've
上午一样。
Next question, yes.
叫人做礼拜很重要，但是需要有内容。
Now we know that to come over to church is important, but the important thing is the information that we produce.
但是有很多人有内容没有动机的。
Now for people who have content, but they don't even have the intention of doing what they want to do.
特别是刚刚出去布道的弟兄姐妹呢，很紧张。
Now a lot of people went out, first comers went out to spread the gospel. They will find it very nervous to try to do.
但是总是不敢邀请对方信耶稣。
It's just, we're afraid to ask people to invite people to believe in Jesus.
特别是每一年我们有整百个短宣生
Now we have a lot in the hundreds to have them go out into the world to do these short-term missions.
来到这个卫理神学院，
And they all come to Wesleyan Methodist Theological School.
每个星期五我们出去布道。
Now for every Friday we went out to just share the gospel with
那么
people.
这些短宣生或者甚至神学生刚刚来的，好像 Alan 那样，
Now for people who are just coming in, so like Ellen here.
他们去布道的时候，他们会把布道的内容讲得很清楚。
Now they know what the content and they can spread, they can just say it out in full what it means.
但是讲完之后，他们刚开始说拜拜，
When they just share the gospel and they just go away and say bye bye, I can't do anything
不
else.
太敢问对方说你要信耶稣吗？
We are so afraid to ask people, to invite people to believe in Jesus.
那你也只是做了一个报告。
Now what you do now is just to give information. You just report on what you know.
你没有借助你的 invitation 来表达你的 intention。
You're not using your invitation to express your motive, your intention of sharing the gospel.
你要邀请对方，邀请的时候呢，才是表达你的动机。
You need to invite people to believe. That is where the intention lies.
所以真正的布道呢，需要这两点。
We know these are the two important points for evangelism.
今早讲到这两点已经够了，我可以下台。
It sounds like that's important, that's two, and now I can just go down
不过
there.
好像还有20分钟。
But there's another 20 minutes for me to use.
那我现在就请你在10秒钟里面向一个人传福音，那个人快要死了。
I would like for all of us to spread, to give the gist of the gospel in 10 seconds, because this person is going to die in 10 seconds.
10秒钟之后，他听完你的讲道，你的布道之后呢，他愿意信耶稣，立刻上天堂。
Now in this 10 seconds, just make sure that he will be able to respond to the gospel before he went to heaven.
啊，请你写下来，可以吗？
Can you write it down in 10 seconds?
这段很多空位，不要浪费哈，要环保。
We have this bulletin here. You can just write it down there. In 10 seconds, you can't have
如果
it.
你要，也可以写在你的手机里面。我知道你长期玩 touch。
Now, if you have your mobile phone with you, you can write it on your
总
mobile.
是写下来了。10秒钟里面，你跟他讲什么？
You need to do that in 10 seconds. What are the things that you want to say to this person?
你讲完之后呢，他明白福音，他会信耶稣，而且立刻上天。
Now, this is important. The things that you share with him, the things that you say in 10 seconds.
请记得这两
will
点
happen.
请记得这两点，你的资讯跟你的动机。
So just remember these two important things: information and intention.
好，请大家写下来。
Just write it in 10 seconds. We only have 10 seconds to do it.
我给你1 minute 写10 second 的东西。
Maybe I'll give you a 1 minute response to this.
然后我下来访问你啊，
Then I'll come down and interview you.
所以要写得好好的。
So please write it well and properly.
那每一个都要写哦。
Everyone will have to do.
你不写的话，学不到东西。
If you don't do it, you can't learn anything from here.
OK，不打扰你。
And we'll leave you with it.
写好了哈，写那么久，人家都死
If
掉
you。finish, before people die, just write it quickly. This person is gonna just breathe his last breath.
只要3个人分享好了，分享的内容我不满意，你不要见怪。
Now, I'm just going to go down and ask 3 people.
有谁愿意了？听说澳洲人他们会举手说我跟你分享。
Now, if you want to just try and volunteer, just you can do it. Just raise up your hand if you want to.
这边有没有人举手一下？我就给你。
Who is going to do it? Just raise up your hand.
献丑的话，你们一辈子记得。有没有？有啊。
Anyone?
啊有。
哎，
你要读出来。你看，没有。
I don't have a pen, so I don't write it down. I'm just going to say it out.
信耶稣上天堂，不是耶稣下地狱。那你想？
Believing in Jesus, you go to heaven. If you don't believe in me, you go to hell.
他的那个动机好不好
His intention, is it good?
？intention 好不好？
Is it good?
非常好，
Is that a good
非常
intention?
棒。有一次我在华安堂讲，一个星期讲信耶稣上天堂，另外一个星期讲不信耶稣下地狱。
Okay.
然后呢，你说要赶快信耶稣啊，对不对？啊，你选择吧，我也叫他选择。
Just choose heaven or hell.
其实你 intention 也是不是很清楚的，你应该说赶快信耶稣，不是说你选择哈，没有选择的余地哈。
But you need to say it out and say, you know, you have to believe Jesus straight away, not just to say to you decide what you want to do.
他的动机，谢谢他，应该鼓掌一下，你们都不敢鼓掌。
Yeah. His intention is good.
但是 information 会够清楚吗？
Now, did you see this information? Is that
资讯够
enough?
不够清楚？
Is that clear enough? Or is it
够清楚吗？
Is information? I mean.
够清楚
Is that clear enough?
？enough。
Enough for 10 seconds, it says.
但是他那个好像只有5 seconds 哦，还没有
You just
充分
use 5 seconds to say it, yeah.
OK， try 第二个，有没
Now
有
we？ try the second one.
有没有？这边
Maybe we try the pastor, I think. Be better.
OK， instruction from him. Another in. Pastor, no need. 还有其他 ？Pastor 不敢了。有一次，有一个 pastor 站起来献丑，他整个教会人为他拍手，结果下不了台，因为他回答错误的问题。
The pastor was trying to do it and he's embarrassed because he couldn't do it and he just
你们写了什么东西？刚才乱写。
What did you write down on the
是一个姐妹了哈，这个 pastor 好像是哈。
Yeah,
你讲什么？
Yeah.
我想这个时候是要带领他，给他一个确定的心。
你不用想，你就讲出来，你把我当做10秒钟死掉了。
Just look at me, I'm dying now. In 10 seconds, I'm going to heaven. Just tell me what I need to know.
耶稣愿意做你的救主，你就说我愿意。好，
他的 intention 好不好？很好。他的 information 呢？还不够好。他的 information 还不够。
The information that she's provided is not enough, is
你
it?
看，大家 intention 都很好啊，都是说
But we
做
know
礼拜
that
哟。
there's clear intentions there, but the
好，
content
有人举
is
手了，给他掌声啊！
There's another one here. Let's see.
兄弟，你觉得你死了你会去哪里？
Brother, do you?
怕吗？我跟你讲，不用怕，不用怕。我跟你讲一个好消息。
10秒钟到了。他还要我回答，怕不怕？那个东西太美了。好消息讲一下，我已经死掉了。
我好消息跟你讲 ，Jesus is the way and the truth and life。Jesus 很爱你，所以他为你而死，就因为他要带你去天堂。所以如果你愿意，可以去很永久的生活，你愿意吗？快点跟我一起去，跟我一起去。
讲了3-4秒了。
It's currently using 30 seconds. This person died a second
他的
death.
information 比较多了一些，是不是？
Yeah, he's got
比
too
刚
much
才会
information.
多了一些。
Yeah.
什么 information 多了一些？
Now, what sort of information did he put too much on it?
啊？
耶稣为你死，
耶稣为你死。
Oh, Jesus died for you.
那很多人传福音没有讲耶稣为你死哦，
There's a lot of people who just share the gospel without saying that Jesus died for you.
甚至呢，在带领他祷告、决志祷告的那个内容里面呢，也没有说耶稣为他而死。
Even if with that, say when you invite people to believe in Jesus, when
你
you pray
你
for
看
them,
很
you
多
don't
福
even
音
say
单
that.
张，你看很多福音单张，
Now you can just look into the brochures that people are giving out.
或者福音手册，
Now you have a lot of handbooks that say about how to share the gospel.
他在祷告那一部分呢
Now in the part where they say to pray,
，Sinners Prayer 啊，
The
罪人
sinner's prayer
祷告那一部分，
yeah, but when they say about the sinner's prayer,
就讲说耶稣，我打开我的心门，他要开心脏手术，
they will just say that just open up my heart. It's as if you're going for heart surgery.
我邀请你进来，
They just ask Jesus to say, oh, I invite you into my heart.
掌管我一生，
Just take control over my life.
也没认罪，
That you will see the whole content of the things you need to confess by your sins. Now you don't even talk about believing in Jesus.
也没信靠耶稣为我的罪而死，
Just you don't trust in Jesus to say that Jesus died for your sins.
而且更差劲的，耶稣的复活也没提到。
Now in the whole thing, it doesn't even say about Jesus' resurrection.
刚才那首诗歌很不错 ，Majesty Majesty，
Now, 刚才呢, when we sang the song Majesty,
然后其中一部分讲说
where there's a bit of it in the
Jesus who
context.
died, now
Jesus who died.
glorified。
所以耶稣是那位死亡为我们
那这首诗歌其实最精彩那一部分就是那个焦点。
But that is the content of the most important thing that is already in the
这首
song.
短诗为什么连唱圣诗人都觉得是很棒的一首歌呢？
This is a chorus for people
等各方面都好，
This is a chorus for people who wrote hymns. They say this is a good song
但是里面最重要的是他把福音的重点带出来。
because it has got the proper content of the gospel itself.
这也是我们的信仰跟众宗教的信仰不同的地方。
And this is where our belief is different from other religions.
如果你用10秒钟跟他背，请他背这个使徒信经的话，
Now, if you use 10 seconds to ask people to just recite the Apostles'
他只
Creed,
背了前面一两句就完了，
if you just break the first 2 sentences and
那
probably
就
die.
称为一个穆斯林了。
Now, then it might become a Muslim or something.
因为穆斯林的内容跟我们很相似的，
Now, we know that the message of the Muslims will have some similarities between us.
a lot of similarity，
A lot of
很
similarities.
多的相同的地方，
对啊
只有最重要的不同的地方是在于耶稣的死和复活。
Now, there's some similarities, but there's one major difference in it is to say that Jesus died and rose again.
刚才有一个人举手，对不起，我们时间不够。
There's
如果
another
你
person
给我
who
一
raised
个
up
钟
a
头，
hand. We might not be able to ask you to do that. Unless I have 1 hour.
其实我就给你很简单的10秒钟，看看有没有10秒钟哈。
Now, if you give me about
你帮我
10
timer 一
seconds,
下。
this is just simply to give you 10 seconds and see whether you can do it.
你要跟他说，请你现在就信靠耶稣为你的罪而死，第3天复活，你愿意吗？
Just all you have to say is that to just remember what I say. Jesus died for you and rose again in 3 days. Do you believe that?
他说我愿意，3天。
Now, if you
3秒钟
believe
给他
that,
做决
I
定。
want to believe that, then that's the 3 seconds that they need to do to respond to you.
你把福音的内容在10秒钟里面可以讲出来。
If you can, just use 10 seconds to talk about the very content of the
当
gospel.
然，我
And
们
that's
不
what
希
you
望你
want.
的朋友只有10秒钟呢。
But we don't want only for your friends to have only 10 seconds of their life.
很多人只有10秒钟，他不止10秒钟，10分钟或者10个钟头昏迷不醒啊。
Now, there are people who will have about maybe 10 minutes or 10 hours, and some people can be in a situation of coma.
或者10天呢，都听不见福音了。
Now, they might have 10 days, they don't even be able to hear the gospel
我们
preached
不
to
是
them.
说你要等到最后10秒钟，
We're not talking about just to wait for the last 10 seconds.
我们是想
of
说，
their
你
life.
如果10秒钟都能够把福音的内容讲出来，给你10个钟头你也讲不出来。
Now, if you can't do it in 3 seconds, I'll give you 10 hours. You can't even do that even.
你还是抓不住主耶稣到底为我们做了什么。
Now, you don't even know what Jesus has done for you and for
耶
us.
稣怎样为我们罪而死，第3天复活。
Now, what did Jesus say, or how Jesus died for us and rose in 3 days?
难怪保罗说：“我只知道主耶稣并他定十字架。”
Now, Paul said it very clearly. I want only to know this is to preach Christ died on the cross and rose again for us.
使徒保罗清楚告诉我们他的动机跟他的内容。
Apostle Paul just told us very clearly about the information that we need to know and the
我们
intention
很快的
behind
看
it.
一看为什么很多人 没有去，我们有各种的方式去布道啊，有个人布道。
Now we have a lot of ways of doing evangelism. This is one of the ways we do with personal evangelism, self-evangelism.
小组布道，
Self-evangelism.
就是香港最大的教会，就是苏引志牧师的教会，有个叫他苏引志牧师叫恩福堂，他们就很注重小组布道。
Now in the one largest churches in Hong Kong, Enfu Tang, they use this way of doing evangelism,
就是
self-evangelism.
一针见血，
All they want to do is just get it to the point.
那一套的书来做布道的。
And that is a book that they use a lot, get to the point.
主日学布道，
There is also Sunday school evangelism.
其实主日学很多学生，他们都是我们布道的对象。
Now, the students who are already in Sunday school, they are the people that we're targeting to spread the gospel
就
to.
是很多主日学的老师、校长不明白这一点。
Now, because some of the maybe the principal of the Sunday school will not be able to understand that this is their main, the intention behind that.
因为他们都以为这些小孩子来到教会就是得救的人，
They thought they are just people who came over to church and been brought by parents. They are people who already
所以
been
他们
saved.
得到很多的资讯，
They probably have a lot of information,
但是没有机会信耶稣。
but they don't have the opportunity of being able to respond to the
就好像
gospel.
我从小在主日学长大，到19岁才信耶稣，不是主日学里面信。
You see, where I was, it took me 19 years when I'm 19 only when I became a Christian. So I have been doing Sunday school for years and years.
为什么卫斯理约翰到34岁才明白福音的内容？
Why was that? When John Wesley was in his life, it took so long in his 34th year in his life to be able to just say that he believed in the gospel.
因为没有动机向他表达。
Because there's no intention or motives behind it to just ask him
所以
to
儿童主
invite
日
him
学
to
你
do
需
it.
要每一年给他1-2次布道会，
So you need to, in your Sunday school, to have at least one or twice, so that we're able to just share the gospel
让他
for
们
people to
决定
respond.
信耶稣。
So for people to just have this choice to be able to respond to the gospel.
还有呢，崇拜或者团契的布道。
And you also have this service or in a worship service and in fellowship evangelism.
那我讲的这些都是针对我们自己的人啊，所谓自己人哦，
Now we're talking about all of us here.
还没有说要去外面邀请人
We're
哦。
not even talking about just going out to spread the
我
gospel.
们自己都搞唔掂啊！
Now we can't even do this. Yeah. 我们搞不定。
我们自己都不清不楚，怎么样去邀请其他人？
If we can't be clear about what we are preaching, how can we share with others?
当然，我们很熟悉这个布道大会，
Now we also know there is a big one that we know, very familiar with, is mass
这
evangelism.
个确实是针对普罗大众，
This is for the populace.
但是所有的教会的弟兄们都要参与。
Now this is for all of us to be able to just join in this sort of work.
不要说我已经信主，不需要参加布道会。
It's not because I have already believed, so I don't need to go to these evangelism meetings.
或者有时候被讲员骂，为什么没有带人来？
Now maybe the speaker would say, why don't you bring people out here?
我们没有带人来，因为我们是你布道的对象啊。
Now we can say to them because we come because we are the people who want to listen to the gospel.
我们需要信耶稣啊！
We need to believe in Jesus.
啊，所以每一个人都有参加布道会。
So this is where we are saying that all of us should really attend.
好，我们来到为何？
Now we're talking about the other one. The question that we're
快来
talking
看一看为什
about.
么要布道？
Why are we doing this?
先来看看excuses 借口啊，
There are a lot of excuses that we make for ourselves.
不布道的借口。
There are a lot of excuses that we use for not doing evangelism.
有人说没有恩赐，
And they say that I have no gift at all.
有人说没有需要，
They say, well, there's no need for it.
特别是相信上帝主权，不相信人有选择的余地的。
Especially those people who believe that there's only sovereignty of God and there's no choice of people.
既然上帝选择了，我们就不用传。
If God has already elected people, then we no need to go there and do evangelism at all.
有人说没有感动，
That's people say, I don't even have the feeling being touched by doing that.
有人说没有时间哈，这个是最
People say, well, I have no time sometimes.
太忙，
Using that as an excuse, I'm too busy.
忙到离开世界还在忙。
Just busy until dead.
那天我跟一个80多岁的老人家讲说，哎，请你来做礼拜啊。他说我很忙。
There's some people who are very old, it's just, I invited him over to gospel meeting. He said, well,
我说一辈子忙不完的了哈，
I said, well, you're busy all your life.
没有时间。
There is no time.
还有呢，
What are the excuses that we
你
have
说没有
made?
能力，
We say we don't have the power to do it.
没有训练，
There's not enough training for
所以
me.
未来要给弟兄们训练啊。
Now, it says that we need to have a lot of training, yes.
没有朋友，
No, we don't have friends.
做礼拜做很多年了，
It says that I've been here with so many hours of
没有传福音的对象了，
No, we don't have the
全世界都信耶稣
share
了。
gospel with, because everybody believes in gospel
他说
anyway.
没有朋友了，
I don't have friends.
没有其他，你自己
And I
连上
have
去。
a lot of no's and other no's.
这些只是借口，
These are all excuses.
每一个都可以打倒。
All of this we can always oppose.
我们来看看正面的，
Now let's look at the positive side of it.
为什么要布道呢？因为是主耶稣的命令。
Why do we do that? Why do we do evangelism? Because it is Christ's command.
那么刚才我们所看的马太福音28章，
Now we have read through the passage in Matthew 28.
耶稣说你们要去，
Jesus said, "You go."
去是使万民做门徒的第一步。
This is for people to become disciples of Christ. This is the first step that you need to do.
这第一步的去就是布道。
The first step that you do is to go, and that is the steps that you are doing as evangelists.
第二步就是洗，
The second part you do is baptism.
第三步是教。
The third step that you do is to teach.
要完成大使命，我们需要有这最基本的3个步骤。
So if you want to complete the whole cycle of the gospel message to people, there are 3 steps we need to know.
要去布道，
We need to go.
要洗使人委身，
We need to baptize others so that people can be committed.
要教使人遵行主的话。
We need to teach so that people can obey the gospel, the commands.
但是大使命的开始就是布道。
But the whole thing about going into the starting point is to go there and evangelize.
耶稣说：“天上地下所有的权柄都赐给我了，所以你们要去。”
Jesus says, "All authority under heaven and in heaven are given to me. You go."
这是基督的命令。
That is his command.
其实我们要去布道，要使万民做门徒，那是完整的一个图像。
Now we say that, just to go out there and do evangelism so people can become disciples of Christ. That is a good picture.
我们说，只有这个命令就已经够了。
Now we say that, well, that's enough because that's already enough for this commandment that Jesus is saying.
但是今天很多主的门徒看命令好像是可有可无的样子。
It sounds that this commission seems like, it can be there. You don't have to actually follow
很多
it.
神的子民听神的话，只是这边耳朵进，那边出去。
Now there's a lot of people who listen from this ear and just go out the other ear.
我们要学习这个兵队里面或者少年军里头的人们，
Now if you go to say,
军队里面的，
if you go to an army, say for example,
当他们的领袖说你要往前面冲的时候，
when the leader says, "Let's go forward and march forward,"
他们说 Yes sir，
they will probably say, "Yes, sir."
他们没有人说 No sir，
Nobody ever says, "No, sir."
他们一定听从命令的。
They will obey the command.
如果听从的时候做错的话呢，在少年军要做 push up。
Now, for people who are there, if you don't obey or if you done it wrong, you probably have to do push-ups.
要被罚，
You will be penalized for it.
所以主耶稣说去你就去吧，
Jesus said, "Go, then you go."
你没有说 no，
There is no in this part
no
of it.
excuses，
There is no excuses.
没有任何
You
的借口，
don't have any excuses at all.
我们不需要其他命令，
We don't need any other
我们不需
command.
要其他的原因，为什么要布道？
We don't need any other reasons for it.
但是
Go
问
for
题说，
evangelism.
如果单单这个命令的话呢，其实已经够了。不过为了使你感觉比较好一点的话，那我们需要其他的原因给你。
Now we know there's enough of this, but just for you to feel better, so we just give you other reasons for it as
就好
well.
像我们卫理神学，每个星期五我们要去布道，
Now in our Methodist Theological School, every Friday we have to go out and just share the gospel with others.
现在讲师们也要去了。
Now we see that also we ask our
已经
teachers
成为传统
to go
办法。
out as well. It becomes a tradition there.
大家说遵行主的命令去，
Now we just say we want to obey what God has been saying and
不
just
过去
go.
的时候有一些人愁眉苦脸，
Now, some of us are just going there and they're sad because they don't want to do, unwillingly go.
他们很勉强。
And because they don't want to do
如
it.
果是神的命令呢，非去不可的。
Because it's the command of God, therefore I need to go.
你去中学、小学布道，
People go to secondary school or primary school to do
面对着这些
this.
学生，
When we are confronted with these students,
我遵守主的命令向你布道。
I say, well, I'm just being sent by my Lord. to
信耶稣上天堂，不信耶稣下地狱。
If you believe in the gospel, you go to heaven. If you don't believe in Jesus, remember you go to hell.
请你信耶稣，
If you
拜拜。
just say, well, believe in Jesus, that's all I want to say. Bye.
所以为了使你不会那么勉强，我们需要看第二个原因。
Now, for us not to be unwilling, we need to have a second reason.
我们的权利，
Now we say, well, it is our privilege to do
这
it.
是我们作为神儿女的权利。那你去的时候呢，比较高兴一点了。
This is a privilege for the sons and daughters of God, because that is what God has given us.
就好像我们前任的会读夏长华牧师呢，到非洲去以后，他说：“哦，这是 my privilege， 作为 ambassador for Christ。”
It's like our first bishop, Rev Tie, went over to Africa and say, you know, I'm the ambassador for Christ because that's what He commands me to do.
我们每一个其实都是 ambassador，就是
We are all
主的
ambassadors
使者
of。Christ.
我们可以给大家签证进天堂。
Now we can even say that we can sign the documents for you to be able to go to heaven.
给 visa，give visa。
To give visa. Okay.
就好像我去美国的时候，我去到吉隆坡的美国领事馆。
Now it's because you want to go to the United States. Yeah, I need to go to KL to just sign my visa document.
那时候我还不太懂事，现在懂一点点了。
At that time, I was a bit of a naive person, so
我
nowadays
面
I
对的那
know
个
more.
领事，我不知道他是谁，只是他戴着老花眼镜看着我。
That's the ambassador who is a Westerner. Just look at me with his bright
You
eyes.
go to US for what？
Why did you want to go there?
我跟他说读书啊。
I said, well, I want to go there to study.
You go there to be minister？
你要去那边想做牧师吗？
因为我里面是骗人的，说做牧师。
And I just wrote a lie
我们基
in
督
my
徒很多
document say I want to go
会
there to be a pastor.
不过这个长话短说了，我终于骗了自己。
That's why I lied to myself.
然后呢，我在那边等，我在那边等，
Now I waited there,
他就给我那有 passport，
and he's given me back my
然
passport.
后里面是我的 visa。
And inside is chopped visa
我
for
要
me.
看他脸色行事，
I don't need to see his face.
我需要看他的脸色行事。
Oh, I need to see the way he responds to me, his facial
他有
expression.
权叫我不能够去。
He has the right for not giving me
你
entry.
和我作为基督的使者有这个权利，
See, we have that sort of privilege.
所以你遵从主的命令，你带着权利而去。
If you just go there because you have obeyed the commands of God, you are going there with the privilege.
但是有权利的话，好像有点高傲了啊。
Because you have this sort of, rights. But it doesn't mean that
为
you
了
have
使
to
你
be proud.
不会那么高傲，我们需要第三个原因。
We need a third so that we're not be proud of ourselves.
人们需要主。
People need the Lord.
人们的需要，
All people need.
我们去，因为人们需要主。
We go because people need the Lord.
我们有一个宣教士去到苗族村落的时候，
When we go to Miaozu to just preach the gospel there,
我们有一个宣教士去到他们当中。
we are going there as missionaries.
当他去到他们当中，问他们：你们当中有谁信耶稣
But
的？
when these missionaries go there, he asks the people, who among you are people who already believe in Jesus?
他们说：我们没有人信耶稣，有姓石，有姓刘的。
We don't have the surname of Christ or that. We have Liu, we have other things, but not this.
他们不知道耶稣是谁。
They don't know the Jesus Christ.
世界上有28%的人从来没有听过耶稣。
In this world, there are 28% of the population of the world who has not even heard about the gospel.
有的听见耶稣，以为是一个姓，
Some people thought that Jesus is a surname of someone.
有人听见耶稣以为是一个 cake，
Some people say Jesus might be a cake
像椰糕、耶稣。
because it sounds like a yegao. It's like a cake.
他们以为可以吃的吗？
They thought it was something they could eat.
人们需要主，
All people need the Lord.
我们需要向他们传耶稣。
We need to go there and preach Jesus.
阿门。但是有这些原因，好像还是不够。
Now, with these 3 reasons, it doesn't seem that it's enough.
因为戴德生讲说，
And because Hudson Taylor said something,
当他面试许多的宣教士之后，
when he just looked at the missionaries before him,
因为有人说我去传中国传福音，因为中国需要主。
he says, people say to him, he said, well, I went to China because the people need the Lord.
那有的宣教士候选人说，我们去中国，我要去中国，因为我要遵从主的命令。
Some people say that I go to China because I want to obey the command of God.
他们讲很多很好的原因。
They will have a lot of good reasons to do that.
戴德生说这些原因都很好，
They say, well, these are all very good reasons.
但是可能你们会晚节不保。
But you might not be able to, just save your life there. It's in danger.
好像成年妇女也是讲晚节得保，不是晚节不保吗？
I don't think I need to translate.
神父的主题。
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Finish well.
Finish well. Oh, is that what it is? Okay.
晚节得保。他说我恐怕你们走不下去的，为什么呢？
Now, maybe if you go there with this orientation, you might not be able to finish well.
因为你们
get
去的
complete
时
the
候
work.
呢，不是带着主耶稣的爱，
But you're not going there with the love of Christ. That's where you can't finish well.
只有基督的爱激励了我。
I would say that Jesus, the love of Christ constrains me.
主耶稣的爱激励我，使我发高烧。
He says that, the fever I have that in my heart was because Jesus has
让我能
constrained
够
me.
一辈子像保罗那样发高烧。
Can we be like high feverish person like St. Paul?
其实保罗用那个字“基督的爱”激励我，就是发高烧的意思。
When Paul says Jesus Christ's love constrains us, it's as if we are being feverish for God.
就好像今天Gangnam Style 发高烧一样。
Now it's
Gangnam Style 你不知道？
Gangnam Style. Okay, we'll talk about Gangnam Style. It's just like this fever of Gangnam Style.
我们能够一辈子为主而活，
We can just live for Christ all our lives
因为基督的爱不断的激励我。
because Jesus Christ's love continues to constrain us.
我们要步到我们自己要到主的面前，十字架面前，靠近十字架，
We need to come to the feet of Christ, to the cross.
让主耶稣在十字架上面的大爱不断的使我们发高烧。
We just want the love of Christ to constrain us so that we are really on fire for God.
我们才能够像保罗所说的，
Then we will have to be like what
最后
Paul
得到
says.
那公义的冠冕。
Then only can we get a crown of triumph or
好，
of
我们
righteousness.
来一起温习一下，
Let's revise the things that we're talking about.
为什么要布道？
Why are we doing
我们一
evangelism?
起来讲，
What is that? Christ's
基督命令。第二，
Second
我们
thing,
权利，
our privilege.
人们需要
People need the Lord.
基督。
And that's because Christ's
我们一起
love.
祷告。
Just pray.